Mike, it's been a while since we've caught up. Dave Morris alongside Mike Knopp, Executive Director of the Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation, and our new friend here from Himalayan Adventure Labs. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you for having me at this meeting. And so this is my third week at the Boathouse Foundation, and I'm doing good.
Fantastic. Mike, you always have friends, and we'll introduce you properly here. Every time I catch up with you, you're like, hey, I need to introduce you to so-and-so who's doing this, and it's usually from around the world.
It's one of the great things about this job is that we get to welcome and get to know people from around the world who've come to Oklahoma City because of what we've created here. And in this case, we have a program that we're working with OU on, and it's a program between OU and the State Department. It's kind of an exchange program where they bring in business executives from other parts of the world and kind of learn from each other. And in this case, we're kind of an adventure sports venue, and so Sudeep comes from Himalayan Adventure Labs, and so it's been a really great couple weeks.
Have you been to the United States before?
No, this is my first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this is my first time, and they flew me straight to Oklahoma, and it has been a good experience.
Non-stop flight.
Non-stop flight.
There's no connection, right?
Yeah, it took me days to get here, but the experience has been good so far.
But what all have you got to do so far?
So basically, the main motive of the program is to, like Mike said, to give exposure to business people from emerging countries like Nepal, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, India. So the idea is we come to US and we are placed in one of the local organization. The local organization where the work they do matches with what we do back home. So we are like 13 fellows in Oklahoma right now. They are like placed at different organizations, and luckily I got placed with the Boathouse Foundation. So why I say luckily is back home we organize adventure events like trail running, backpacking events, and it's a good opportunity to see how the local organization in Oklahoma is organizing adventure events where there are no mountains. So yeah.
Mike, what have you learned? Well, I think it's cool.
Because I'm sure this goes both ways.
It does go both ways, and I think the fact that Sudeep coming from the Himalayas, and you talk about pure adventure, and with Mount Everest and everything that goes on there, to come here and experience our culture and our venue, and to number one, it's really cool that we can have some legitimacy in this high adventure world, and the fact that we've created an attraction like that. We actually took Sudeep and I went trail running in Oklahoma. It wasn't quite the Himalayas, but at Lake Hefner at Bluff Creek, and had a great time. But I think there's a lot of things that we do learn from each other in terms of how do we interact with guests, and in terms of what he does with guiding these big adventure tours, and something that we can even think of working together in the future.
Mike, you've been front page news in the Oklahoma in the past couple of weeks because of what you're saying is, hey, there's potential out here at the Boathouse Foundation here. It's a global experience, global attention, and I'll let you kind of recap of where we are on that process.
Well, I think, like you say, it is global, and reminding Oklahoma Cityans that this is truly a unique opportunity for our city to stand out internationally in a way that people would have never expected, and it really helps reframe people's image of Oklahoma City in terms of being an outdoor-oriented adventure destination. And so through MAPS 3, through these surplus funds that were available, we were able to secure $7.9 million worth of new projects that will go to enhance the venue, to do things that frankly were originally conceived, but due to some value engineering and some tightening of the budget early on, we had to pull out, but are very important because they were part of the overall vision of how we can make this truly a transformational venue for Oklahoma City that touches many different demographics and connects with people of all ages. And so with that we'll be adding some youth features that parents will enjoy, so it really becomes a family, of all ages, where there'll be water features and climbing features. There will be new facilities like upstairs here that will be able to support our new leadership and programming that we're planning on. again, that we think will attract people literally from around the world because of our unique venue here. Also, a new high adventure zip line that will come in across the whitewater channels, which I think will be really exciting, and just add another major reason to come down here and spend the day.
Well, since the last time I was here, something exciting has been unveiled, and that's right behind us in the fire pit.
The fire pits, yeah. This is actually kind of the last piece of our tribute to Aubrey McClendon and that project, and we think it's such a fitting kind of capstone to that project. In that, number one, it's having a place that will bring people together just to hang out and relax, enjoy each other's company, and it's really turned out beautifully. And we think this is going to be a great complement to the future projects here in the Boathouse District.
As we wrap up the fall, I know you're going to different hours over the winter season here, but I've seen some images on your Facebook page, on Riversport's Facebook page, of floating hay bales and the whole river scream activities. How's that gone?
It's gone great. I mean, it was the first year that we've done that. We had a great crowd last weekend. We're going to continue to do this, and it was a new thing. So you'll learn a lot the first year, but people seem to respond very well to it, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, just floating hay rides and a zombie-filled sky trail and fog and smoke. It really was a neat thing. We look forward to expanding that in the future.
What was your perspective when you saw all the Halloween stuff going on here over the past few weeks?
Well, I haven't been here to see the river scream, but just to see, so much of pumpkins everywhere. It's like, what's going on, So, to be honest, I didn't know the history about Halloween that much, but I've been trying to talk with people, how they feel about Halloween, and kids are super excited. So I was at the OU football game this Saturday.
Very nice.
And there were kids, asking for chocolates and giving out chocolates. So yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's good because I can, try some of the chocolates in US.
Yeah.
But I need to get, better educated, of the whole festival, the relevance and the significance of the festival.
I'll give you the final word here. What else are you looking to experience while you're here in the U.S.? And perhaps where else will you be going?
So through my experience, there are 4 or 5 areas that I want to work on. So one is the overall observation of the facility, what are the different adventure segments the boathouse runs, and what are the logistics, the cost, the marketing. So that's the overall observation that I'm doing right now. And the second thing is, how can I link with what the Boathouse Foundation is doing? How can I link US and Nepal? Maybe there is some kind of connection with whitewater rafting or zip lining. And the third thing is, what can I take back home? What can I take back home in learnings and best practices in the industry? And apart from those 3 things, definitely culture. To interact with people, go to local eateries, go to football game, basketball game, all Oklahoma and US has to offer. And to answer your final question, so after this, our final week of the fellowship ends in DC. And after that, I'm thinking of doing some backpacking in the Washington, Seattle area. So yeah, I'm excited for that as well.
He's going to get around.
You will, yeah.
Very good. Well, very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Safe travels while you're here. Mike, always good to catch up with you.
Thank you, Dave.
More information at riversportokc.org.